Hello everybody and welcome back to Geek-Aboo's weekly comic preview, where we give you guys a quick sneak peek at a few of the comics that will be arriving in store this Wednesday. First up this week we have all new XMen Annual Issue 1. The first part of this story follows the Nigerian-born teenager Idie. With the ability to rechannel temperatures around her, Idie was rescued by Storm, taught by Wolverine, and so soon became a fully fledged member of the X-Men. As Idie tries her best to live a normal teenage life, she is set to go on her first date. However, things never seem to run smoothly for a member of the X-Men, and it's not long before the reality of Idie's mutant identity begins to catch up with her. The second part of this issue sees the return of Danny Moonstar, a former member of the X-Men who lost her powers but continued to spread Professor Xavier's mission of goodwill and education beyond the Institute. Through a pact with Asgardian goddess Hela, Danny has received the powers of an Asgardian Valkyrie and sets out to help the world's threatened mutant population once again. Second up this week we have another annual issue in the form of the Amazing Spider-Man Annual Issue 1. Taking a break from the ongoing clone conspiracy storyline, this issue features 3 different stories, the first of which follows Spider-Man as he tangles with an ancient Aztec god in Mexico City. The second story is set in Shanghai and follows the heroic duo Cloak and Dagger as they defend a Parker Industries office from the forces of Mr. Negative. The third and final part of this issue, titled Whose Crime Is It Anyway, is written by comedian Wayne Brady of the hit TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway, and is easily one of the funniest Spider-Man stories ever written. Third in line this week we have the first issue of Superpowers from DC Comics. Aimed at a younger audience, this 6-part miniseries will follow Superman, Batman and Wonder Woman as they fight crime and protect the planet. The story begins with Batman having gone missing. With the Caped Crusader absent, Superman steps in to help fight crime in Gotham City, where he discovers a clue as to Batman's whereabouts. Following the clue into outer space, Wonder Woman comes a step closer to finding Batman and discovering the truth behind his mysterious disappearance. Our fourth comic this week is the first issue of the new Venom series. No longer a government agent, no longer a guardian of the galaxy, the parasite Venom returns to New York City with good intentions as he searches for a new host. Getting desperate, Venom attaches itself to a man with a familiar background to its previous host, expecting a honourable and noble soldier type. However, this is not the case. Venom's new host is able to dominate the parasite and has already begun planning how to use his newfound powers to advance his criminal career. Fifth up, we have Winona Up Legends Doc Holliday Issue 1. Winona Up and Doc Holliday have faced off against demons and revenants, but nothing can prepare them to square off against the infamous Pinkertons. When Doc catches wind of an abandoned stash of gold from a train robbery, he and Winona race to track it down before Pinkerton agents can get their hands on it. Bo Smith and Tim Rosen, Winona Up's Doc Holliday himself, bring fans a tale of unlikely team-ups, thrilling shootouts, and the occasional make-out session in this exciting new storyline. Next up we have another first issue, this time from Titan Comics with Masked Issue 1. Returning from a gruesome war that left him suffering with PTSD, Frank Bradford returned to a world much different than the one he left behind. Frank is thrown headfirst into this terrifying new reality where phenomena called anomalies appear out of nowhere. Facing this mysterious and lethal enemy, Bradford is called on to go into battle once again for the safety of the city. Seventh in line this week we have Issue 2 of Cage. Having been stood up by Misty Knight in the last issue, things went from bad to worse for Luke Cage as he was then snatched up by some sinister schemers. This issue begins with Cage waking up far from the busy streets of New York, deep in an unknown jungle. Pursued by strange creatures in a dangerous environment, Cage races past the snakes and poisonous plants of his surroundings until an all too familiar face finally comes to his aid. Finally this week we have Issue 5 of Godzilla Rage Across Time. Heading back in time 136 million years to the Cretaceous era, this issue shows an ancient Earth where the dinosaurs are simply small prey to the giant monsters that rule the planet. Locked in constant battle, these monsters make the world a dangerous place where the ancestors of humanity have no hope to survive. That is until an outside force intervenes and the fate of the world and its monstrous inhabitants is changed forever. Okay, that's everything for this week, guys. For the full list of comics, you can visit our Facebook page, and for regular updates on the store, you can follow us on Twitter at the Geek-Aboo. Also, don't forget that next time you're in store and you buy 3 to 4 comics, we'll give you 10% off, and 5 or more comics will get you a whole 15% off. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next week.